really what we're going to do tonight in the session. But just a little bit about me to start with. I'm a deputy head teacher at a secondary school in Middlesbrough in the northeast of England. My leadership experience has been previous to this as an assistant head for 7 or 8 years. I was in charge of behaviour and safety, attendance, exclusions, child protection, before I moved into being a deputy head teacher. My current role is responsibility for teaching and learning and behaviour and safety and attendance. So I look over both of those and have the strategic view of those, and I'm the strategic lead for that in the school. So hopefully I'll be able to give you some experience tonight, how I've done certain things, how I've seen other things, and like Graham was saying there, please can you make it as interactive as possible. Use the chat box, and there's 18 people with us tonight, so there should be some good networking opportunities, as well as some good discussion points that we can actually learn from each other. And it's not just about learning from me, but actually I'll be posing you a few questions throughout the session that actually will hopefully open up some discussion about different things that you do in your schools. Okay, so to get the most out of the session, if this is the first session you have done with subject support, or the first one you've done online with anyone, is the environment where you are now. Close the door, or make sure you can you can concentrate, and people, if you're still in your school, that people aren't going to be coming and flying and asking you for various bits and bobs, or students walking around. Take the opportunity to take some notes. So if you haven't already, grab a pen and paper from somewhere nearby, because I'll be giving you some different bits and bobs of advice you might want to take down, and there might be some notes that you want to sketch down that you see in the chat box as well. That's very important to do. Feel free to ask any questions of me throughout the session, and I will try whenever I can to answer those. And if I don't know the answer, I will certainly point you in the direction of someone who will. But also, I will try and get those questions as and when the kind of timing is right, without disrupting the flow too much. But if you do have anything, drop it in the box, and I will try and answer those. Use the chat box to then respond, because somebody may ask a question and you may know the answer to, or you may have experience in your school as well. And I think this is a great opportunity to really make this a collaborative learning session tonight, and to learn from each other and all of our different experiences in the different school contexts in which we work are going to be very, very helpful to each other. So use the chat box to do that. Help each other throughout the work, throughout the session, and to network as well. If any of you want to, obviously, feel like you want to network afterwards, then you can, by all means, use the chat box to put your email address in there if you've got something you would like to offer to other schools, or to show off, or to give advice to somebody. Then that would be great to do that. I asked people at the start to kind of introduce themselves, of who they were and where you are in the world, and I know some of you have already done that. If you haven't done that already and you would like to do that, just so people know, the type of people that are in the room tonight, and the different experiences, then feel free to do that. I can see 2 or 3 people are typing away there now in the box, which is great. And it seems like we've got a lot of different experiences, and we've also got some international visitors, I believe, tonight as well, which is fantastic. So that is a little bit about how you can get the most out of the session. There will be my contact details are on the last slide, which we will get to in a little bit, and you can obviously contact me at any point in the future if there's something that you want to follow up with me at a later date as well. So what are we going to look at tonight? Well, we're going to look at managing behaviour. We're going to look at the monitoring and the tracking of behaviour, how it fits into raising achievement as well, and communication with parents, and also multi-agency coordination. And the way I'm going to lead this tonight and deliver this is really about, the key word is the leadership of care, guidance and support. And we're not looking at a 1 year group, whatever. It's about, hopefully, and I can see from people who say that they are ahead of you in a certain year group, or they hopefully you have ambitions to lead care, guidance and support across the whole of your organisation, your school, and hopefully I'm going to give you some ideas about that, and my experience having been a head of year for a few years, and then into assistant head teacher, and into deputy head teacher. So it's going to be about the leadership, and it's going to be about whole school strategies that can do that, rather than individual strategies that work with certain kids. I've done sessions for subject support before about the head of year role or year leader role, and so I'm not going to go into that too much, but it's more going to be about the leadership across the whole school. Okay, Right, I can see a lot of people have now commented in the box there and introduced themselves, which is absolutely great. Remember, you can scroll up and down in there because that box will be filled with a lot of comments tonight. So yeah, we've got some international visitors from El Salvador. So good afternoon to you all, or whatever time of the day it is over there. Right, first thing I would like to do is to look at managing whole school behaviour, and I think with this role, leading care, guidance, support, this is one of the key areas that actually continually crops up, and I think we've all kind of seen in schools that as year leaders or as pastoral staff, we really need to make sure that the environment for learning is right. And more often than not, as pastoral leaders, whether it's a whole school or whether it's as a year group, we find most of our time spent with dealing with behaviour, and it can be a thankless task, but I think also a very enjoyable task for the right person. So I want to look at how we can do that and how you can get the most out of your school, and hopefully some ideas that I've got might be able to help you. But equally, I will be open to your suggestions of things that have worked at your school, so that we can, again, like I say, learn from each other. Right, the big thing for me is we have to establish consistency. And the message that I give the staff at my school is that it's every teacher, every lesson. And the whole idea that, together we are stronger. And that goes in any walk of life, whether we're looking at, a sports team, playing as a team rather than as a team of individuals, or whether we are looking at a workforce, in this case, teachers in a school. We've got to make sure that consistency is there, and consistency of approach to actually behavior management. And it like I said there, it is the key to making anything work. And it's looking at, well, how do we address that in school? The school I work in has 1,400 students, so we have upwards of kind of 95 to 100 staff. It is very, very difficult to try and ensure that consistency. So the first thing I'd like to do is before I talk about what we've done at my school or any ideas, is just as the first question this evening, is to throw that open. What have you done in your school, and not necessarily you as an individual,